Hello. So as I promised, I'm making a little video for you today so that you can continue with your home practice even while I'm away, sunning myself somewhere, hopefully nice. So I'm just going to go through a very simple and gentle practice for you today. I might throw in some things in there later if you wanted to make it a little bit more challenging for yourself. But as always, just work within your own practice, work with your own body, and take any modifications that you may need. Okay, so why don't we begin as we always do, lying on our backs in Shavasana. So go ahead and take a few moments to transition to yourself to lying on your mat. Allowing the palms to face upwards towards the sky. Rolling the shoulders down away from your ears and allowing the legs to be wider than hip distance apart, so as wide as your mat. And just take a few moments to allow the body to sink down into the floor. Feel that connection with the body and the earth. And start to cultivate that connection to your breath. Begin to observe and feel the natural rise and fall of the breath through the body. And just notice how the body feels today as you lie on the mat. Notice how it feels to breathe today. Let every exhale release any tension lingering in the body. Let's begin practicing our three-part full yogic breath. So taking the breath into our belly first, letting it rise all the way up into our chest. So as you inhale, fill the belly first with the breath. Let it rise up to your ribs and all the way up into your chest. And as you exhale, feel the navel draw back in the ribs and the chest. And again, inhaling from the belly to your ribs, all the way up to your chest. And as you exhale, draw the belly in, the navel, the ribs and the chest. Once more, breathing in from your belly to your ribs, all the way to your chest. And as you exhale, let everything draw back in and releasing, emptying your lungs fully. Continue with this breath throughout your whole practice today. Taking it in from the belly and filling it all the way up to the top of the lungs. Let's go ahead and take one deep breath in and one sigh through the mouth. Release the hands down by the sides of the body. Bring your legs, bring your feet together. And stretch your arms up and overhead. Reach the fingertips towards the wall behind you. Point your toes toward the wall in front of you. And then as you exhale, pull your hands down, pull your toes back, pull your lower belly into it. Engage the lower abdomen. Inhale, lengthen the hands out above the head, point your toes. As you exhale, pull the lower belly in. Pull your hands by your hips and your toes back. One more time. Inhale. Take the arms up and overhead. Stretch. Maybe let the rib cage lift off the floor. Then as you exhale, pull everything back. Pull the lower belly back. Pull the toes back. Your hands towards your head. Inhale. Take the arms over the head and just rest the hands to the floor. Rest and relax your legs. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. As you next inhale, stretch to the right side of the body. The right arm and right leg stretch away from one another. As you exhale, just come to neutral. Inhale, the left arm, left leg stretch away from one another. Exhale, come to neutral. One more time each side. Inhale, the right arm, right leg. And exhale, release. Come to neutral. Inhale, left arm, left leg. And exhale, release. Come to neutral. Stretch both arms, and then take your knees into your chest one at a time, or both together. Draw the knees in as close as you can. Sink your tailbone down towards the floor, so no lifting the bum up. Really keep the back flat. And gently start to rock from side to side. This was really good when we first begin our practice, just to massage out through the lower back any tension that we may have held there today. And then let's take our arms open out to the side in a T-shaped position with the palms of the hands up facing towards the sky. Draw your knees and your feet together, and for an easier option of this, we're going to take the feet to the floor. So we're going to start to warm up through the core. Windshield wiping the knees from side to side. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, take your knees over to the right and hover just an inch above the mat. As you inhale, take the knees back up towards the sky. And on your exhale, over to the left, hovering just an inch. Inhale to lift back up towards the sky. Exhale over to the right, hover just an inch. Inhale, lift back up towards the sky. Exhale over. And inhale, lift. Now you can stay here or try adding a straight leg, so straightening your left leg. Exhale, this is a little trickier, so you might not come all the way down. Inhale to pull the lower belly in, lift the leg back up, switch legs, and exhale over to the other side. Control the movement as best you can. Inhaling to come back up, switch legs, and exhale back over. Good. One more time on each side. Inhale to lift, exhale as you come back over. Inhale to lift, bend both knees, and let's come all the way into a spiral twist. Let your knees rest fully, let the feet rest fully to the floor. Reset your shoulders and then sink your left shoulder down to the floor and turn your gaze toward your left hand. So we're rinsing out through the spine, opening through the chest and your shoulders, and just releasing any of that tension in your lower back. And as you breathe, breathe into this left side of the body, the left rib cage, the left waist. As you next inhale, bring your knees back up towards the sky and then release them all the way down to your left. Release the knees, release the feet. Make your right shoulder heavy towards the floor. Look towards your right hand. And again, breathe into that side of the body where we're creating the space and the opening into your waist and into your ribs. Sinking down that right shoulder even more. Take another breath here. And then as you next inhale, lift your knees back towards the sky. Give your knees another hug in. Take your hands on the inside of your legs. Take a hold of your ankles. Open your knees quite wide to stretch through the inner thighs. Relax the shoulders and start to roll your feet going in one direction. And then rolling in another direction. Getting the blood flow and the circulation into your feet. And then let's take the knees together. Place the feet to the floor. Separate your knees, separate your feet a distance apart. Walk your heels underneath your knees. Hands down by the sides of the mat. Tuck the shoulders underneath the body. And as you inhale, tuck your tailbone and lift and rise to come all the way up to your bridge pose. As you exhale, release and lower one vertebra at a time. Inhaling, lift up, tuck the tailbone, pushing into your feet, pushing into your shoulders. Lift your chest towards your chin. And exhale slowly, lower and release. One more time like this. Inhale, tuck the tailbone, lift and rise with your hips. And as you exhale, lower and release like you're dropping a string of pearls down to the floor. Take your hands into your knees, onto your shins. Lift your heels, lift your forehead. Give yourself a nice hug in. Kick your heels towards your hips and see if you can roll up. See if you can lift those toes an inch or two off the floor. And then roll back down. Rolling up. Squeeze the lower belly. Squeeze the chest towards the thigh. Roll back down. And then roll back up. Hover, hover, hover those toes above the floor. Cross your ankles and come all the way into your seat. So I'm just going to turn this way. So let's start with our right leg crossed over the left. hands onto your knees, and let's just make some circles around. So as we circle around, we're going to make a cat-cow action with the spine. So we're going to flex and extend the spine. So as you inhale, let's roll over. Inhale, take the shoulders back, the chest forward, arching the back. And as you exhale, tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin, and round back behind you. Inhale, lift the chest forward, pull the shoulders back, and exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck your chin. Inhale, so you can go a little lower, take the shoulders back, keep the chest and the heart forward. Exhale, tucking around. One more time this side. Exhale. And then let's move to the other side. Exhale to round back. Inhale, stick your chest forward as you come forward. Exhale to round back. Inhale, stick your chest forward as you come forward. Exhale. Inhale. And you can make these as fast or as slow as you wish. Inhale. Now pause here. Take your hands to the floor. Take your hands to the floor, even if you're up here, and push your hips back. So you're really rooted down through your sit bone. And then draw your hands back as if you were moving them back, but they're stuck to the floor. And this is going to help to lengthen your heart forward. Lengthening your heart forward, pull your shoulders back, lengthening from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Inhale to find that one. And then as you exhale, inhaling to lengthen again. Exhale to fold. Walk your hands down a little further if you can. Inhale, lengthen tailbone to the crown of the head. And exhale, fold. Take another breath here. Take the breath into the back of the body. And then as you next inhale, walk your hands all the way back. Take your hands behind you, the fingertips towards your hips. Roll your shoulders back, bring the shoulder blades together. And then start so your fingertips are forward like this. If that feels good for your wrists, if not, you can start to take them in any direction that feels better. Relieves the wrist a bit more. Take the shoulders back, bring your shoulder blades together. And then lift the chest away from your hands so everything is lifting forward as you press the hands into the earth. Keeping the chin down if that feels better for your neck. Maybe looking up towards the sky so you come into a more neutral, relaxed neck. Or letting the head drop all the way back if that feels good for you. Just keep lifting the chest away from your hands, really pulling those shoulders back. And then as you exhale, allow the chest to soften. Walk your hands back by the sides of your hips. And let's uncross and recross the legs. So coming back into your seat, take the arms out wide, ready for a spinal twist. As you inhale, take the arms up, reaching your ribs away from your hips. And as you exhale, start to twist from the belly to your ribs to your chest. And take your left hand over your right leg. Take your fingertips to the floor behind you. Lift and rise. And then exhale, twist and look back behind you. Try to keep the spine centered rather than leaning over on one leg or the other. And try to keep the spine lifted through the center rather than leaning back onto your back hand. Take one more breath here. And then slowly release and come all the way to the other side. Twisting from the belly to the ribs to the chest, place your right hand over your right thigh. Inhale, lift and rise up. As you exhale, start to twist a little bit more, opening your back shoulder. Again, keep that spine centered over your legs rather than leaning back or leaning over to one side or the other. One more breath here. And then just slowly returning back to the center. Excellent. Let's take those rolls again, one more time each side. So as you inhale, we're going to roll the chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck your chin. Inhale, roll the chest forward. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. So we're warming up into your hips here. Exhale, tuck the tailbone, tuck your chin. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Other direction. Inhale. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale. Round the spine. Inhale. So it's that cat-cow action. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Tuck the tailbone. Tuck your chin. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Coming all the way back to the center. Take your hands to the floor. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Push into your hands to send your hips back behind. behind you, and then pull your hands as if you were scrubbing them towards you to lift the heart forward. Keep that length through the spine, lift up the navel into the back. And then as you exhale, start to fold it. Inhaling again, hips root back, heart lifts and extends forward. Exhale to fold. Just walking your hands and finding your forward fold today. Allowing the shoulders to relax and breathe deeply into your hips. Take the breath into the back of the body. Take one more breath here. And slowly release that. Come all the way back up. So let's come over onto our hands and knees, onto all fours. Bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips. And then just take a moment, make sure those fingers are spread nice and wide. And then move your hips from side to side. So I call this the wag the tail pose. If you think of a dog when they get very excited, they wag their tail. And it's the same action, but we're doing it in slow motion. So as your hips move to the left, you want to pull the right shoulder and the right rib to the right. As your hips move to the right, pull the left shoulder and the left rib. And then just gazing down to the back so that the neck is nice and long. Beautiful. Let's come down to all four, to our elbows for a moment. And we want to make sure we have a nice alignment. So you're going to wrap your arms around your forearms. Wrap your hands, rather, around your upper arms. And when you do that, that just takes your elbows right underneath your shoulder. Keep your elbows where they are and just take your hands, interlace them down to the floor. Good. So we're going to work a little bit into the upper body, into the shoulders. So we're going to come into that dolphin dog pose. So tuck your toes, push the hands, the forearms, the elbows into the floor, and then start to lift your hips towards the sky. So you can keep your knees point back because we haven't really warmed up with the legs yet. Bring your ears between your arms. Good. So then if you want to, you can start to paddle out the feet one at a time. Strengthening the upper body and opening through the legs. Good. Take one more breath here. And then slowly release your knees back to the floor. Take your arms out long and sink your heart to the floor to open up through the shoulders. Bring the forehead down. Breathing into that space between the shoulder blades. Take another breath here. And then exhale to release. Walk your hands back to your all four position. Tuck your toes once more. Sit your hips and send them back towards your heels. Push into your hands, push into your toes. Lift your hips, lift your knees up towards the sky. And then slowly start to walk your feet as if you were paddling a bicycle, and just explore and breathe into the back of the legs today. Roll your shoulders away from your ears to engage the larger muscles rather than the tiny ones around the shoulder. Sink both heels to the floor. Lift your sit bones up towards the sky. Draw your navel in towards your spine and look towards your thighs to release the head. Root the heels. Lift your sit bones. Take one more breath here. And then let's slowly look towards our feet, our hands, and walk our feet all the way up to the top of our mat. Coming into your forward fold. Knees can be bent or legs can be straight, depends on your hamstrings. Relax the head, soften your jaw, allow the arms to rest. Just be heavy dangling over your leg. Tuck your chin towards your chest, soften your knees, take the weight into your legs and slowly roll up one vertebra at a time. Keep the chin towards the chest. Come all the way up to your stand. So I'm just going to turn to my other side of the mat, or else you won't be able to see me. Okay, so let's begin our standing practice now. So coming to stand with your feet hip distance apart. Let's come into our Surya Namaskar. So I have to modify a little bit because my ceiling is low, so I'm just going to take my hands up through the center. But you can come up as you normally do, opening the arms wide. So pressing your feet down into the earth, take your hands to your heart. Relax the shoulders down, exhale. As you inhale, take the arms up and overhead, reach up, lengthen. As you exhale, hinge from your hips forwards to come all the way down. Inhale to lengthen and rise halfway, flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Step your right leg back, bring the knee to the floor. Stay here, or inhale to sweep the arms up. Relax the shoulders. Exhale, take your hands to frame your front foot, stepping back to your downward facing dog. Inhale to come forward into your plank pose, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, bring your knees, chest, chin down to the floor. Squeeze the elbows straight into the body. Inhaling into your cobra, shoulders back, elbows in. Exhale into your downward facing dog. Lift your hips, look towards your legs. Bend your knees, look towards your hands, step your right foot forward. Back knee goes down, help that front leg if it needs it. Inhale to sweep the arms up or stay low. Exhale, take your hands to frame your front foot. Step that back foot all the way in and fold. Push down through your feet. Inhale, lengthen and rise. I'm going to come up this way because my feeling is a bit low. And then as you exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Inhale, lift and rise. Reach the arms all the way. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips and come down to fold. Inhale, lengthen, rise halfway. Exhale, fold, come in. Step back with your left leg, bring your knee down to the floor, release it. Inhale, reach up with your arms, relax your shoulders. Exhale, take your hands to frame the front foot and step all the way back into your downward facing dog. Inhale to come forward to your plank pose, shoulders over wrists, hips low. Exhale, knees, chest, chin down to the floor. Inhale into your cobra pose, roll the shoulders back and lift the heart, squeeze elbows in. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift and rise, come all the way back up into your down dog. Step your left foot forward, bring your back knee down to the floor. Staying lower, inhale to take the arms up, relax the shoulders. Step your hands to frame your front foot, step that back foot all the way in and fold. Push down through your feet, inhale, lift and rise to come all the way up. And exhale, take your hands to your heart. Relax the shoulders, take a breath here. Send the exhale down into your feet, down into the earth. Let's step back with our right leg into warrior one. Right leg steps back. Front heel in line with that front heel in line with that back heel. Hands onto your hips. Square your hips forward. So make sure those back toes are about 45 degrees, or else when you square your hips, you're going to pull at your knee. Hips square, lunging forward in that front thigh. Knee over towards that second toe. Lengthen the tailbone, lift up here. Sweep the arms up. Ooh, my ceiling's a little low. Relax the shoulders, breathe in. Breathe out. Press into your feet more as if you were about to rip the mat into two pieces. Breathing in. And breathing out. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, lift your back heel, turn the toes forward, come into your crescent lunge, go a little deeper if you can. Keep lengthening your back tailbone to lift up through the front of the body. Take your hands together at your heart center. Bend your back knee, step all the way forward. Lift that knee, find your balance. And then as you exhale, take that foot back down to here. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Left leg, step your left leg all the way back. Align your front heel with your back heel, back toes 45 degrees. Start to square your hips towards the front of the mat. Bending your knee over that second toe. Keep your hands on your hips if you need a little bit of a rest, or take the arms all the way up. Good. Aligning the arms over the ears and the palm of the hands face towards one another. Keep lengthening the tailbone down towards that back knee. Pushing through those feet strongly. Taking another 2 breaths here. Keep the shoulder blades sinking down the back. Push more into your feet, strong with your legs. And then as you exhale, take your hands to your heart. Bend the back knee, lift the back heel, and step all the way forward. Lift the knee. Come into your balance, place the foot back. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Stepping back into your warrior two. Take a big step back with your right leg. And then this time the front heel is aligned with that back middle arch. Lengthen the tailbone, lift up through the front of the body, and align the arms over your legs. Gazing forward, look at your knee, make sure it aligns over that second toe so you really have to open through your hips. Relax the shoulders down and energize through the arms. Another breath here. As you next inhale, turn the front palm open. Reach up and lengthen back. Good. Let the back hand slide down the back leg. Go back into your warrior two. Extended side angle. Bring that front hand down, either forearm to your front thigh or reach the hand all the way to the floor. Spin and rotate belly ribs, chest open towards the sky. Lift up through that top arm. Good. See if you can lunge a little bit more. Take one more breath here. Look down towards the front foot. Push and lift and rise. Come all the way back. Let's take that front foot, pivot it along so that both feet are facing that long flat mat. Take your hands onto your hips. Push your feet down into that. Lift and rise up. Relax the shoulders. Exhale. Come all the way down to your fold. Inhale, lift and rise. Exhale to fold. Inhale, let's do that twice more. Lift and rise halfway. Exhale, release and fold. Keep the neck long. Inhale, lift and rise. And exhale, come into your fold. Take your hands back onto your hips. Push into the floor. Lift and rise all the way back down. Turn your right foot so it's facing the back of the mat. Turn your back foot in just a hair so it's moved about 5-10 degrees. Turn your front knee and start to bend it towards that second toe. Coming into your deep lunge. Lengthen the tailbone to keep the front of the body lifted up. Open your arms and relax the shoulder blades. Energize all the way up through your arms. Activate the arms just as much as you're activating the legs. Another breath here. As you next inhale, turn that front palm up. Reach up and let the back hand slide down the back. And then as you exhale, come back into your warrior two. Take the front forearm to your front thigh. Spin and rotate belly ribs, chest up towards the sky. If you have the space, take the hand down into a lower side angle pose. Take one more breath here. Look down towards your front foot. Push off the floor, lift and rise. Come all the way up. Take your arms back out to the side. Take your toes forward. Take your hands behind your back and interlace them together. Roll the shoulders back and draw the shoulder blades down. Push into your feet. Start to lift the arms away from the body. Now you can stay here or start to bow forward. Tilting at the waist, start to lift the arms up and overhead. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Roll the shoulders away from the floor. One more breath. And then push down through your feet. Inhale, lift and rise. Come all the way back. Release the hands. Inhale, open your arms towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Beautiful. Let's pivot back towards the front side of the mat. So pivot onto your feet. Bring your hands down and step back into your downward facing dog. And just march the knees. Beautiful. So we have an option here to come into a three-legged dog, scissor dog if you wish. Taking your feet together to the midline. And then as you inhale, sweep your right leg up towards the sky. Good. Push through the heel of the foot and pull the toes back, spread the toes wide. And then drop the right hip down so your hips are level and square. Really root down through your left heel a little bit more. Bend your right knee and then come into opening into a scorpion tail, bringing your right heel towards your left shoulder and square your shoulders off. Breathe, release the neck. Take your knee back to the center, your hips square, release the foot down. Second side, inhale, sweep your left leg up. Press up through your heel to the ball of the foot, draw the belly in, stretch more through the right heel. Shoulders away from your ears. And then option to bend that knee and to open the hips out to the side. And then drop the knee down, square your hips, face the foot to the floor. Bring your knees down to the floor and bring the forehead down into your child's pose. Breathing into the back of the body. Arms can be outreached or take the hands down beside your feet. Let the shoulders fall to the floor. Find the smoothness in your breath once more. And then take your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lift yourself off the mat. And then let's come to our seat. So coming into Baddha Konasana, let's separate the knees, bring the soles of the feet together. And I just like to shift myself so I can feel that I'm on a flat surface and I can feel my sit bones spin. Take your hands onto your ankle. Pull the shoulders back, lift the chest. Lift up to the crown of the head, inhale. And then as you exhale, start to fold forward. Again, inhale, lengthen from the tailbone, crown of the head. Exhale, fold. Walk your hands and cup them around your toes. Draw your heels back towards you, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. You can use the elbows to either help you push down gently with your legs or take the elbows in front and push the elbows into your shins to help lengthen the chest forward. Take another breath here. And then slowly release that and come all the way back to your upright position. Keep your right leg where it is, and let's take our left leg straight in front of us. Take the sole of your right foot a little higher into your inner thigh. And if you find this leg is quite lifted, just stuff something under there, maybe a book or a blanket or a cushion. Turn the center of your chest towards the center of your leg and pull the toes back towards you. Inhale, reach and lift, lengthen. Try to lengthen the ribs away from your hips. And then as you exhale, hinge forward from your hips and fold. Inhale again, reach the fingertips, lift the waist away from your hips, and then exhale, release your hands. Good. So this is more of a chin to your shin pose than it is a forehead to your knee pose. So keep lengthening, reaching your chin forward. Take your shoulders back into the side. And maybe you hold on to the leg, maybe your hands rest on the floor, maybe you can reach your foot. Just come to wherever you can feel the stretch. Come to that edge that you can work with your breath. Come to the edge where the breath remains smooth and steady. Don't be afraid of the edge, but don't be too pushy. Don't let the ego push you off the thing. Relax and breathe. The body responds to each breath. And then as you next inhale slowly, come all the way back to your seat. Take your hands underneath your knees with a passive lift, and then stretch that leg down, side the other. And you may notice that it goes a little bit further beyond. Mine's about that much. Let's balance the legs. Take your left knee in. Take the sole of the foot to your inner thigh. Again, if you need to prop that leg, now's the time to do it. Pull the toes back up. Make sure the center of the knee and the toes are lifting towards the ceiling. Inhale, create length through the spine, lift and rise up. Keep that length as you begin to fold forward. Inhale, reach through your fingertips, and exhale to fold. Take your hands down. Keep looking towards the ankle, towards the foot, so your chin stays lifted rather than dropping in. At the very end, it's nice to drop the head, but while you're still trying to get into the posture, keep the gaze towards your ankle, towards your shin. Keep your shoulders relaxed. We always try to get that extra inch by taking the shoulders out of their socket. See if you can lengthen your heel a little bit more, and then maybe holding onto the leg or the foot. Another breath in. Keep that length from the tailbone to the crown of the head. And then for the last breath, just release the head. And then inhale to slowly roll yourself all the way back to your feet. Good. Take your hands underneath your left leg. Bring both knees together and give yourself a nice hug. Resting the forehead on the knees if they reach, or just down. Laying the back down. And just lifting up. And then let's come to lie on our back. So slowly lowering yourself onto your back. Bring your knees back into your chest. Give yourself another rock from side to side. take your feet to the floor. Let's just end with one more spinal twist. So taking the arms out into a T position. If you want, the feet can stay on the floor or the feet can stay lifted. Draw the knees together, the feet together. Inhale, and as you exhale, release the knees over to your right. And bring the gaze towards your left hand. Relax the shoulders. Relax the knees. Maybe even start to close your eyes. As you exhale, take your knees back up towards the center and over all the way to the left as you exhale. Turn your gaze towards your right hand. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. Inhaling as you take the knees back up to the center. Give yourself another gentle hug. And then either keeping your knees bent with the feet to the floor or come back into your Shavasana with the legs as wide as your mat apart. The arms down and side to the body, arms up towards the sky. Walk your shoulders a little bit further away from your ears. Take one more deep breath in. And another deep breath out. Allowing the body to rest. Stay here for as long as you have today. At least 2 minutes in your Shavasana. 5 or 10 if you're lucky. 20 if you're luxurious. Just allow all the muscles in the body to relax. And back to that sensation of lying on the floor. The heaviness in the body. The lightness of the breath. Feel the breath rising and falling through the body. And then when you're finished with your Shavasana, it doesn't have to be right now. Come back to your seat and you take your hands to your heart and allow it flow into your fingertips. Just to honor your practice and to honor